Hello everyone, it's your girl Miss Angie, and we are back with another video for my series on mental health. And as you see from the title, we are going to be talking about hoarding. So real quick, the definition of hoarding is basically if you are collecting large items, a large amount of an item, and is something that you're keeping for yourself. And also you may be trying to store it in a secret place, but then it also turns into storing it where, as you don't have room, you continue to start to store it maybe in your bedroom, or you may start to store it in the living room. Then it moves to the dining room and the bathroom, and etc., etc. And before you know it, it basically will fill up your house. And so basically it's things that you cannot manage, clutter that you find difficult to be impossible to throw away, everything that you feel that you need to keep. So basically a little backstory, I'm not a hoarder of things, but I'm definitely a hoarder of thoughts. And so that is one of the situations that I definitely have talked about in my counseling. And I have also seen what hoarding can do as far as mentally, because like I really didn't even know that hoarding was a mental illness until I really started to dig deeper and learn about it. And I've also learned more about hoarding in counseling as well. So anyways, it has definitely played a big effect on my life, and I just wanted to share a few things on, this topic. So, for example, like I said, an example of hoarding would be newspapers, magazines, household goods, clothing, children's items that you may hold on to when they were younger. Even when I used to watch Hoarding, which hoarding had helped me understand the severity of how the cases can be. And it was a lady on Hoarders who had collected cats. So it also says that, you can collect animals. People will collect a mass amount of animals, which is shocking, but they will. And so the lady had it to the place where the cats were really sick and they were ill because of the condition of the house. When it comes to triggers are sometimes traumatic events or stressful life events. And also it could be inherited from a family member. So in me doing my research, I wanted to dig a little deeper on how can people start hoarding. And these are one of the main reasons. And especially if you see it in a family member, then it can trickle down to other family members. And that's kind of how the rotation and the ball gets rolling, where it's like you can have a family member, and then now the person living in that house can see it, and when they get older, they, so it's like a trickle down effect pretty much. What I've learned that how hoarders feel about themselves is they feel ashamed, embarrassed. They feel overwhelmed. They don't want people to know that they are a hoarder. They feel like when they are found out that they are a hoarder, they feel like people think that they're crazy, and they don't want to share how it's affecting them. So they go around in their everyday lives, but knowing when they come back to their house or when they're in their cars, because people can hoard inside of their cars also, that they just have that feeling of maybe people don't understand. And at a lot of times, hoarders will be very defensive about the items that they have because they don't want to part with it. So they may feel like, I don't want to give this up. I want to keep it. I feel like, this is my stuff, and who are you to tell me that this is not important, that I need to throw it away? So a lot of times those are the ways of feelings that hoarders will have. Another thing that I noticed too was the dangers of hoarding. It could be a risk of fire. It could be also injury. And I'm kind of going over my notes, but you can trip and fall depending on how bad the severity of hoarding is. Sometimes people hoard, and if you ever watch Hoarders, they will have so much stuff that they cannot navigate through their home, and they can hurt themselves. And also Another one is risk of health issues, which is due to the unclean environment. And a lot of times when you become a hoarder, that being clean as far as the basic necessities of cleaning your kitchen or cleaning your bathroom, that can also get to a place where it can become mold, it can become water damage because you're not keeping the upkeep. And even sometimes if you need a household thing that needs to be done in the home, you may not want to even allow the plumber or a technician to get into your home because you are also afraid of them seeing how your home looks as well. So in ending, I feel like once you can identify that you are a hoarder, and the next step is to be able to start the healing process. And I feel like they always have outlets, they have groups for people who are hoarders, and they also have counseling available for people who do hoard. I feel like once you can start to identify, then that helps the process. And I wanted to also just put my personal thought, because like I said, seeing hoarding firsthand has affected me in a lot. But I look at it like, my personal thought is that hoarding could also block you from your blessings. And I feel like that even though it's a disorder, that at the same time, you could be blocking your blessings by idolizing the items that you have at home. Because once you start to put a mental block as saying that everything that I have in this house is everything that I need, then how can God bless you with things that he wants you to have? He wants you to have, of course, a beautiful home. He wants you to have, you know, a place that you can call sacred. And I understand that there are some people that are comfortable with how they live, and like I said, it's also so many pieces that can be connected to being a hoarder. But I feel like once you can identify, especially if you have family or friends and you can be able to confide in somebody, I feel like you can start to basically release the fact of having possessions that you feel like you can't let go of. And like I said, idolizing your possessions is not something God wants you to do. And also I feel like it can free you, it can give you freedom once you can be able to get help. It can also, you know, help you with your family, help you, because what if you would like to have company? You know, what if you would like to invite family over, but you can't due to the way your house is, or you can't take people places that they may need to go if you want to help a family member because your car is so indulged with so many different items. So I just feel like as soon as you be able to really identify that you have a hoarding issue, then getting the help, and then also starting to declutter. And the same thing with how I said, as far as also on the topic of mental health, when you're starting to hoard your thoughts, you have to release a lot of those thoughts for you to be able to move on with your life and to be able to live healthy. Because mentally, we have to understand, mentally and physically, you want to be healthy. And the more that you continue to hold on to as far as your mental thoughts is just like the possessions that you're holding on to in your home or in your car or in your garage or in a storage unit. Like, there's so many different levels. And like I said, I didn't want to go too deep into the video, but you can also Google the different stages of hoarding, and it will also show the, you know, what level is each level for you to kind of be able to identify where you're at. So anyways, this is just another mental health video on hoarding. And I just want to say, I thank you guys for watching. If you have a family member, if you have friends that you know that are hoarders, understand that it is a process. Understand that there is help, and don't give up. If you feel like you can fight through, don't give up. And if you feel like you have done all that you can, then understand that you did the best that you can, and that the person has to want to be able to receive the help and has to go through the process of sorting out the things that they need, because you don't want to force it, because it will only cause more stress on that person to feel overwhelmed. So anyways, I hope these are good, helpful tips. as far as dealing with hoarding or dealing with someone that you know that may be a hoarder. And once again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe to your girl's channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.